gonna bark all day, little doggy, or are you gonna bite?
Sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
To infinity and beyond!
Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm gonna make him an offer again with you.
The first rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club.
Houston, we have a problem.
Don't mess with Julia. You'll get the horns.
Why so serious?
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Come play with us, Daddy.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
Are you not entertained?
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
I'm the dude.
Hail to the king, baby.
Well, a boy's best friend is his mother.
Go ahead. Make my day.
All right, everybody. Hello and welcome to the Filmageddon Weekly Rewind Film Quiz number 2. This is, of course, our second week of doing these weekly film quizzes. Well, third week technically, but the second rewind quiz, if that makes sense. So the first quiz was the live lockdown quiz. That was all new, 8 rounds, massive big event. These weekly rewinds, a bit smaller. We're digging into our well of old Filmageddon rounds, bringing you some classics, but also some trivia you probably missed out on the first time round. So, yeah, it's going to be good. We've got another weekly rewind next week, and then the week after that, which is May the 13th, I believe, we are going to be doing another live lockdown, massive all-new quiz. So look forward to that. But, hey, so far tonight, over 300 of you guys here, 300 of you viewers. That is amazing to start off with. Really, again, another week. Really proud to have everybody tuning in, enjoying what we're doing here. And yeah, I mean, let's, should we just get this started? Should we give some more time for any stragglers? Probably not. They know that it starts at 8 o'clock. We're doing the bit later time tonight to help a few people out. We'll see how this works, and then we'll reassess if we're going to do 8 p.m. every week. But I think so far, judging by everybody and what they're saying, it looks like 8 o'clock's working for people. So shall we join this quiz at the beginning stages? And let's start it off with round 1. Before we start, let's remind everybody, get your Google answer sheets ready. You only need one person on your team to fill those in and submit those. And if you skip over an answer, just leave that slot blank. It makes it a bit easier to grade. If you do mix that up, that's fine. We tend to understand what's going on when we're grading the papers. But anyway, let's start off here with round 1, which is our yearly beloved. We had one of these rounds last week. And what we do here is we show you 10 clips of films. Each clip's about 30 seconds or so. For the most part, you should know what the films are, what they're titled. And your job is to put them in order of the release date. So you'll see on the answer sheets, as opposed to numbers 1 through 10, you've got the years 2000 through 2009. So each of these films came out in one of those years. So you have to put the name of the title in the year it came out. And we're talking about the wide releases, which for the most part will be the US release date. So keep that in mind when you're doing this round. And you're going to see these one time. So let's kick this off. Good luck, everybody, and hope you have fun tonight.
Where did you get that paper?
We borrowed it.
From Santi's earthly tomb with Demon's Hole.
Are you insane?
Across Rome, the mystic elements unfold.
In ascolto.
The path of light is laid, the sacred test. Let angels guide thee on thy lofty quest.
D'accordo. You removed the document from the Vatican archives?
She did.
The fucker hit into us. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Hey, that's not cool, asshole! Nice shot.
Jack-offs.
If you have a milkshake, and I have a milkshake,
And I have a straw. There it is. That's a straw, you see. Watching. And my straw reaches across the room and starts to drink your milkshake. I drink your milkshake. I drink it up.
Some kind of neurotic, irrational need to prove something?
No, I don't mean why did you have the girl. I mean, why did you tell me about it?
What do you mean?
I mean, what's the point? Is it supposed to make me jealous or something? Is it supposed to make me fall in love with you or back into bed with you or what? I mean, what would you like me to say, Frank?
There are over 550 million firearms in worldwide circulation. That's one firearm for every 12 people on the planet. The only question is, how do we arm the other 11?
You don't have a clue, you freak.
Beg my wife's forgiveness before I blow your brains out.
Leonard, you don't know what's going on. You don't even know my name.
Teddy.
That's because you read it off a fucking picture. You don't know who you are.
I'm Leonard Shelby. I'm from San Francisco.
That's who you were. That's not what you become.
Shut your mouth.
You want to know, Lenny? Come on. Come on, let's go down to the basement.
Sir, the most you ever lost in a coin toss.
I don't know. I couldn't say.
Call it.
Call it?
Yes.
For what?
Just call it.
Well, we need to know what we're calling it for here.
You need to call it. I can't call it for you. Well, it wouldn't be fair.
I didn't put nothing up.
Yes, you did.
What do I do to learn how to fight?
What do I do to learn how to fight? Son, violence is a product of fear. Learn to truly love yourself. Truly love yourself. And the world will be yours.
Okay.
Get yourself up here. All right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How much are they paying you to be here?
My dad owns banks.
Very funny. I gotta go.
Not so fast. Check it out.
Come on, give it back.
What are you gonna do about it?
All right, Quizlings, we are back at it here. I hope round one wasn't too rough or scary for anybody out there. 360 people watching tonight. Again, amazing. Thanks for coming. If you're new here, all the social links below. You know what to do. Anyway, let's move on to round two. Round two was from one of the first quizzes we did. It was one of my favorites at the time. We really need to check it out again. Do a new version of it maybe, but it is such a tease. This is the teaser trailer film round from all the way back in 2014. So what we're going to do here is show you 10 clips from teaser trailers, but these are teaser trailers in the purest form of the word, because these are trailers with footage that was shot just for these teaser trailers. So in most times it's footage shot before the film even starts shooting, just to get people excited. It's sort of a lost art. They don't really do this anymore. So a lot of these are going to be older films, and they are going to be, there's some tricky ones in here. So again, you're going to see these one time. So let's move forward here. Let's go to round two. Good luck, everybody.
All systems functioning well. You don't need your paper and all
that as men busied themselves about their various concerns, they observed and studied. With infinite complacency, men went to and fro about the globe, confident of their empire over this world. Yet, across the gulf of space, intellects vast and cool and unsympathetic regarded our planet with envious eyes.
Tyrannosaurus rex, about 70 million years ago. Its long skull was equipped with powerful jaws in which were set sharp, doubly serrated teeth. Weighing more than 4 metric tons and averaging 19 feet in height, this creature...
Throughout the ages, there has been one hero standing watch over us all. One hero protecting mankind wherever he is needed. He moves in shadows, cloaked in mystery. And now, in the summer of 2002, he will be called upon yet again to save the world.
It is so powerful that men have died to protect it. And there are those who would kill
to expose it. It is a message that has been hidden for centuries.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain calm.
Get your head down! Get your head down!
It'll all be over in about 30 seconds. Go, 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 go! Clear! Okay, go, come on! Go, 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 go! Woo! The candy from a baby. Yeah! Sit back and enjoy the ride.
Just like that, 2 rounds done of this film quiz, everybody. Hope that's not too tough for you. A lot of old video there. I mean, that video was old in 2014 when we made that round, so it's interesting to just see the quality of some of that stuff. It's a bit shocking, really. A big shout out once again to all the new teams and people that are joining us. Thank you very much for giving us a chance. And again, a massive shout out to everybody who's come back, including a lot of the teams. We should mention, of course, the first 2 winners of our quizzes. We had, what was it? Some Like It Hoth. They won the first live lockdown film quiz, and Going Somewhere Solo won our first rewind film quiz. So obviously, if you've got a Star Wars pun in your name, the odds are in your favor tonight, I would say. So without a doubt, anyway, let's move forward to round number 3, which is going to be a picture round. And the picture rounds are going to give you 3 minutes to take a look at them. Obviously, if this was a live show, we'd be handing these out. You guys would be able to go over it with a fine-tooth comb. But we have to deal with what we're dealing with here during the lockdown. So you're going to see them up on the screen. I will say what you're going to want to do here. This theme is action stars in films. You're going to see the images of the actors themselves. You want to name the film that those stills are from. So you don't want to name the actor or the character they're playing. You want to name the still that those characters are from. That's 1 through 9. Number 10 is going to be you naming the one film that they all have in common. So 1 through 9 is going to be 9 separate films, and number 10 is going to be the one film that they all have in common. It's a bit tricky, this one. Again, it was from the beginning of the film quiz, so we never held back at the start of here. So let's go on. You guys have 3 minutes to look over these. Ooh, guys, I am sorry. That picture round is tough tonight, and especially the 3 minutes. I feel like the 3 minutes we might reevaluate for those picture rounds, give you a bit more for future quizzes. But tonight we're gonna stay tough. Make yourself some mental notes if you're still working on that. You are gonna have 10 minutes at the end of round 6 tonight to catch up with any answers that you've missed. But as it is, we do need to move on, and we're going to do that. We're going to round 4, which was one of my favorites. It is the soundtrack round, of course, and tonight's round comes all the way back from 2015, and it is 90s comedies. Child of the 90s here. I mean, I was born in the 80s. We don't have to get too specific on when I was born. But growing up in the 90s, a lot of these films are near and dear to my heart, as I'm sure many of you out there. So you're going to hear these twice. You're going to hear a long-form version of them first, 30 seconds each. Then we're going to go right into 15-second versions of them. And after that, we'll talk again. So let's go to round 4. Let me just find where I'm going. There we go. Good luck.
I've got a new age girl. Tell us what she's like. Environmentalist girl. Does she ride a bike? She has a crystal necklace. She spends a lot of cash. Well, her vibes are rather reckless. She's heading for a crash. Or her flowing skirt is blowing in a transcendental wind, and she wonders without knowing, where did we begin? Mary Moe. She's a vegetarian.
Strike up the music, the band has begun. Pennsylvania polka. Pick up your partner and join in the fun. Pennsylvania polka. It started, it's record, it's now number 1. Fun to entertain ya. Everybody has a mania. Train roll on. It's a meaningless end to the story. Got no time for the forgotten glory. And not just when I know what I'm after. It just brings me to laughter. Just say pop on your nickels.
All right, just checking in. That was One Time. We're going to go again. Reminder, these are all comedies from the 90s. Here we go.
I've got a new age girl. Tell us what she's like. Environmentalist girl. Does she ride a bike? She has a crystal necklace. She spends a lot of cash. Well, her vibes are rather reckless.
Pick up your partner and join in the fun. The Pennsylvania polka. It started, it's cracking, it's now number one.
All right, back at it. Post soundtrack round, guys. I'm loving what I'm seeing in Twitch chat tonight. It's great. One of the best things about Twitch, and if you're not a gamer or into esports and things like that, this might be your first time on Twitch, and I would say don't be scared of Twitch, because it's a great service. It's allowed us to do this, because God knows when we tried to do it on YouTube, it didn't go very well. But the best part is you can set up a Twitch account for free, and if you do that, you can follow us so you don't miss these quizzes. But more importantly, you can get involved in the chat, which means you could talk to us directly. We got the mods there, Adam, Luke, and Blair, the Quizlings. Thank you very much, as always, guys, for helping me out. And I'm looking at chat during the rounds as well, trying to keep order as much as I can do in this world, which isn't very well. I've never been able to keep order well. It should be said, those were the 90s soundtracks. Most of them, I'd imagine some of the songs have popped up in other films before. In fact, I know that's the case, but for the most part, they're very specific. They were played quite famously in these 90 films. There is a bit of leeway when we grade the answer sheets tomorrow. So if it did pop up, if it springs into mind that it did pop up in one film or another, then we might give you the points for that if there is a bit of confusion. But let's move on to round 5. And what is round 5? Well, it comes all the way back from 2015, and this is the obscured round. Everyone loves the obscured round. It's when we show you 30-second clips where you can't tell what the hell is going on the screen, but you can hear a bit, and you can sort of make out some shapes moving around. And tonight, the category is Original Heroes. Original Heroes. Ugh. Which means basically these are going to be sort of comic book based movies, but not based on any existing property. So no Marvel, no DC, no Dark Horse. These were characters created just for the screen. And I think you'll get the point when you start seeing them. But yeah, if it came from a comic book before the movie, chances are that it's not going to be here. These are all original films made, or original comic creations for the screen, if that makes any sense at all. I'm butchering it. I'm trying to kill time right now, I guess. I'm trying to fill time, even. Let's go to round 5. I want to stop talking.
We said underhand, right?
Yeah, it is underhand.
Okay.
Yeah. And give it to underneath.
You're not going to give me this time.
You ready?
What?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm on. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's go.
Yeah! The crowd goes wild!
Yeah, I'm ready. All right, Matt, beam him. Just beam him.
I'm going to.
Beam him.
Oh!
Oh, shit! Wait, that's great.
Yeah, this is gonna be nice. What the shit? Okay, you motherfucker!
How much did you put on that time?
All of it.
What else can we use?
You can! I know you too well! Dropping me, it's not really an option for you. It's not something you can live with.
I'm learning to live with a lot of things.
Mommy.
Annie, come on.
Hey!
Don't butt! Who do you think you're fooling? I just saw you.
Wait.
kept aloft by the latest in anti-gravitational propulsion. She is in constant motion as a precaution against those who otherwise might have nefarious plans. Her location is supplied only to a handful of highly qualified individuals, such as myself, Ron Wilson, bus driver. Smooth and easy. Sorry.
Get in there! Fight, for God's sake! Take them out. They're gaining on us! Damn you idiot! Back to back! How you doing? Whoa! Oh, my back!
Y'all fellas sure you want to ride this train?
Shoot you, asshole.
Are you Minuteman? Can we have your autograph?
Minute man. Do I look like a soldier from the Revolutionary War? I don't think so. Am I wearing a three-cornered hat? No. I turn small. Think!
Fuck you. That costume makes you look gay.
That's a fun round, isn't it? Yeah, not a lot of people remember that there are films about heroes before Marvel and DC. Oh, hey, that's what you want to do. You want to cut to black right in the middle of a film quiz. That was smart, Frank. To be fair, the fade and the fade to black buttons are right next to each other, so I'll blame that. But anyway, that was the obscured picture round. Hopefully that wasn't too hard. Interestingly enough, I think it was the actor number 10 was also the director of number 5, so there's a bit of a hint for you moving forward. But anyway, we should get on to the last round of the quiz here, round 6. And we are ending it with famous film quotes, and these are going to be Pixar films, and this round comes all the way back from 2016, which means you could probably rule out a couple of Pixar films. So, yeah, right? 16, at least half of 16, and then every year up till now when we are locked in our houses. So, you guys will see these one time. Remember, get the quote as close as you can. We are a bit lenient with this, but you do have to be in the right ballpark, especially if a majority of the other teams are as well. So we're going to go to round 6, and then we're going to have a little break, and then we are going to go over the answers. So let's do it.
What a great party! How low can you go? How low can you go?
Excuse me, ladies. Does anyone know where we might find the Owl of Al's Toy Barn?
I can help. I'm tour guide Barbie. Please keep your hands, arms, and accessories inside the car and no flash photography. Thank you.
And that's the way the news goes, single fellas.
November 15th of 58. All was well, another day saved, when his cape snagged on a missile.
Thunderhead was not the brightest bulb.
Stratogale, April 23rd, 57. Cape caught in a jet turbine.
You can't generalize about this.
Metaman, express elevator. Diner guy, snag on takeoff. Splashdown, sucked into a vortex.
AIDS!
No, go on. Your new suit will be finished before your next assignment.
The meeting has officially come to order. Let us all say the pledge. I am a nice shark, not a mindless eating machine. If I am to change this image, I must first change myself.
Shum shum, slippity-dop!
Except stinking dolphins. Dolphins? Yeah, they think they're so cute. Oh, look at me, I'm a flippin' little dolphin. Let me flip for you, I know something.
Right then, today's meeting is step 5. Bring a fish friend. Now, do you all have your friends?
Got mine.
This is the part where we blow up! Not today! Ah! Hey, Buzz! You're flying!
Grass tastes bad.
To infinity and beyond!
Look at this plant! Green and growing. It's living proof he was wrong.
Irrelevant, Captain.
What? It's completely relevant. Out there is our home. Home auto, and it's in trouble. I can't just sit here and do nothing. That's all I've ever done. That's all anyone in this blasted ship has ever done. Nothing!
On the axiom, you will survive.
Show me what you got!
Must follow my directive.
Ah!
Sheik. Uh-huh. Speak.
Hi there.
Did that dog just say hi there?
Oh, yes.
Bruh!
My name is Doug. I have just met you, and I love you. My master made me this collar. He is a good and smart master, and he made me this collar so that I may talk.
Burger time!
My master is good and smart.
It's not possible.
Oh, it is because my master is smart.
Cool. What do these do, boy?
Hey, would you cut that crowd?
Galaxy. Emperor Zurg has been secretly building a weapon with the destructive capacity to annihilate an entire planet. I alone have information that reveals this weapon's only weakness. And you, my friend, are responsible for delaying my rendezvous with Star Command.
Yes! You got! Not today, bitch!
You weren't the real Buzz Lightyear, you're an action figure! You are a child's plaything!
You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity.
Okay, here I come.
We're working for a better tomorrow. Today.
Monsters Incorporated.
Where am I? Monsters Incorporated.
Whatever you want to do, you little punk-ass little bitch. I can't believe it.
Oh, Mike.
I was on TV! Ah, did you see me? I'm a natural! Hello? I know! Hey, wasn't I great? Did the whole family see it? It's your mom.
Honey!
What?
Ooh-wee!
What?
Is this what bleeding to death is? Oh, wee.
Put it away!
Where?
Why do you need to know?
I need it!
Don't you think about running off to doing no daring do? We've been planning this dinner for 2 months.
The public is in danger!
Woo! Bing bong! We did it! Wait, Bing bong? Bing bong!
You made it! Go save Riley!
Be good, Morty. Be better than me.
Okay.
You know, even with the Rick and Morty, I still nearly, that last clip makes me want to tear up a bit. Anyway, I won't cry on stream, I don't think. Maybe I will. You can't tell the future, right? Guys, that is the intermission. We're going to give you now 10 minutes to go back on those answer sheets, look over your answers, fill in any ones that you might be debating still. And then after that 10 minutes is up, we're going to close off the answer sheet submissions, and we will go over the answers, which is like half the fun of a film quiz, right? So sit tight, and who knows, maybe after this 10 minutes, we will have a cameo from my little furry friend, and I'll let you worry about that. So yeah, see you in 10 minutes, I think, right? Yeah, we'll see you in 10 minutes. Where's the screen? There it is. Bye. that's the film quiz, Leo. Watch the film quiz. You can be a Twitch star. Maybe you should host the quiz and not me. This is Leo, everybody. He's a dog, and dogs are quite popular from what I hear. And he definitely doesn't like being up this high and bouncing on my lap, so I'm going to put him back. You guys have just about 6 minutes to get your answer sheets in. Right, everybody, just over 2 minutes to get those answer sheets in. Remember, do that through the Google form, hit submit, and we're going to lock submissions when that timer runs out. Ooh. Hit that submit button now. Get those answer sheets in. Welcome back, everybody. I realize I'm no Leo, and everybody's severely disappointed that I'm not the dog, and that's my own fault for showing you the amazing dog, who has a terrible personality, it should be said. Looks cute, terrible personality. But hey, what about you guys at home? I'm sure you're spending time, we're in lockdown here. You've got your loved ones as well, but shout out to all the pets out there. Shout out to Travis the Hedgehog, who popped up on our Twitter today. And obviously, we want you guys to send us in pictures and stuff of you and your team taking part in the quiz. We always, we request that from you guys if you're feeling as frisky as we are. Take some snaps of your video chats going on and share them with us. You can do it at all those places below. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Coffee. Well, you can't really do it on those last two, but definitely tweet at us or share on your Instagram because we love to see it. We like to know that everybody's enjoying themselves. It's great. As we said, we had like over 350 people. I didn't get the final number of submitted answer forms, but it looked like we were heading towards 90 teams tonight, so it's going to be pretty intense to see who's going to win. I just knocked over my phone. It should be mentioned as well that the winning team tonight will get 1-year memberships to the Prince Charles Cinema here in London for when they do reopen, and we'll get in contact with the winners in due course. And 330 of you guys have stuck around nearly to go over the answers, so why make you wait for that? Let's do it. Let's check what some of the answers are for this quiz, including round 1, the yearly beloved from the year 2000. So remember, it's not just getting the film title right. You had to put the film title in the correct year. So we're going from 2000 to 2009. Let's take a look at what we've got.
You don't know who you are.
I'm Leonard Shelby. I'm from San Francisco.
That's who you were. That's not what you become.
Shut your mouth.
You want to know, Lenny? Come on. Come on, let's go down to the basement.
Okay.
Get yourself up here. All right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How much are they paying you to be here?
We got 28 Days Later here, came out in 2002, of course. 2000 was Memento, 2001 was Donnie Darko, featuring a young Seth Rogen before he took off and decided to become a pickle. There's a lot of pickle movies going around nowadays. Pickle Ricks and pickle movies. 2003, who could forget Agent Cody Banks, which, spoiler alert for the eventual spy-themed quiz we're going to do when James Bond actually comes out. Agent Cody Banks is probably going to have some good representation in that quiz, so you can look forward to that. 2004, I'm not going to drink any fucking Merlot. Actually, no, I'm not. I don't like Merlot, so yeah, I agree with Sideways and Paul Giamatti, who I once saw outside a TV studio in London. He had his head shaved bald. I think he was doing Downton Abbey at the time, but he obviously came just after filming Amazing Spider-Man 2. Really strange. 2005, we've got Lord of War, which is an amazing film. If you haven't seen it, go out and do it. Features Jared Leto doing a line of cocaine that's shaped like the United States, which is where I'm from, because I saw somebody ask where I was from in the chat earlier. I'm American. Yeah, shock. 2006, of course, is No Country for Old Men. Classic scene here. Intense scene.
Call it.
What's the most you've ever lost on a coin toss? I once lost a film quiz on a coin toss. That's not a lie. Only to be bettered by 2007's There Will Be Blood. Who doesn't love There Will Be Blood? Amazing performances by everybody. It's one of my favorite films, and I'm sure I'm not alone in saying that. And who really cares what I have to say? Not a lot of people. 2008 is Revolutionary Road. Wow, Leo's aged a bit, hasn't he? In the last 12 years. He is starting to look like a old Jack Nicholson. In 2009, we had Angels and Demons. We tricked you because it was the first clip we showed. You see what we do here? We're tricky. We're tricky people like that. Let's move forward here. We're gonna go to round 2, which was the teaser trailer round, everybody. Remember, these are teaser trailers that were made specifically for the purposes of teasing an audience, not used any footage from the film. So let's see how many of these old school ones you remembered. Gonna play? Yeah, there we go. I think it gives it away there at the end, a big old sort of shadowy robot creature thing, and I know a lot of people out there were really wishing for a movie based on toys, which were cars that turned into robots, directed by everybody's favorite action director, Michael Bay. Well, there you go. That was a great teaser, to be fair, because you had no idea what it was about pretty much up until this point. And even then, you're like, that doesn't look like any Transformers I know. Now, how many of you got number 2? Number two is a bit tricky, although it does include some lines of dialogue. It is, of course, the film Cruise Spielberg, which came out in 2000. Well, no, it isn't. Spielberg directed it. Cruise was in it. It's War of the Worlds, which was it a decent movie? Not really. It had a decent start and then it fell apart really quick. The film that got adolescent Frank basically very excited in the cinema when I saw this trailer. My little mind was blown, and it was blown so hard that it's remained little to this day. Not a good film, and it does star somebody who, let's be honest, was a murderer. I mean, vehicular manslaughter, anyway.
He will be called upon.
Now, I'm gonna have to guess that some of you put a Batman movie here, but it wasn't. Oh no! Of course, it was Scooby-Doo. There's a lot of James Gunn representation tonight in the quiz randomly.
Of a prehistoric mosquito.
Now, number 5 had to be pretty obvious, right?
Upon the blood of dinosaurs.
What film features mosquitoes trapped in amber, DNA, dinosaurs? We all know. It's one of the best films ever. And, yeah, Jurassic Park. I watched Jurassic Park 3 the other day, and it is just as... It's more terrible than I remember. I used to think it was decent enough, but it's a terrible film. Maybe the worst in the franchise. Now, this teaser had to get a lot of fans of the franchise excited. We can hear Leonard Nimoy saying the classic line, "There's the Enterprise." It is the J.J. Abrams reboot of the Star Trek franchise. Which he then, it was a good film, and then he screwed it all up with the second one.
Next summer.
We're dipping our toe back in a well that was in the first round. We saw Tom Hanks in Angels and Demons. Well, here was a teaser for the film that started the franchise that nobody asked for. Da Vinci Code. Why were people so excited about that? I don't get it. I guess the book was good. This one had to be pretty obvious. Obviously, we didn't leave it on the slipper for too long, and I don't even think the title shows up in this trailer, but obviously it was the live-action remake of Cinderella, coming from Disney. It was like the first of the downward spiral of live-action remakes. Like, I can't believe we're nearly getting to a Lilo and Stitch live-action remake at this point. It is insane. Another teaser trailer which doesn't tell you the name of the title, but it's on the 6th day of the 6th month of the 6th year. That kid is evil. It's got to be The Omen. 666, which is exactly how many subscribers we have on YouTube. If you want to get us off that evil number, we're down there, YouTube/Filmageddon. You can subscribe, where we post things all the time. All the time. And this teaser trailer, of course, is very infamous because it was pulled from theaters relatively soon after hitting them because of 9/11, and that is, of course, Spider-Man. And why did they pull the trailer, in case you've never seen it? Well, the web here is in between some buildings. It was a trailer that only a few people saw in theaters, and I was one of them. So I guess that helps age me even more. Anyway, let's move on. So Spider-Man in at number 10. Let's go to the action stars. Now, this round was, of course, pretty difficult. You had to name the films and not the actors themselves. Let's bring in all the answers. We've got Terry Crews in a Blink and You'll Miss It cameo in Terminator Salvation, Dolph Lundgren in Red Scorpion, Jet Li in the amazing film The One, Eric Roberts in The Dark Knight, Stone Cold Steve Austin in The Longest Yard, Bruce Willis in Looper. Hey, we got a little tricky here as well because we got Jason Statham from The One. That's right, it's The One, but twice. And that lion there is from the film Zookeeper with Kevin James, but of course that lion is played by Sylvester Stallone. And finally, number 9, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Hercules in New York. Great. And the thing they all have in common, they were all in the original Expendables. They weren't in the Expendables 2 collectively or 3. It was all that first one, so it's pretty tough. I mean, some of the picture rounds, I'm going through some of the old, like, archived quizzes, and the picture rounds can get a bit tricky. I try pulling out ones that I think balance out the quiz as a whole, but they're hard, especially when you only got 3 minutes. Like I said, I think we'll reevaluate that. We might give you guys like 5 minutes for the next quiz. But let's go on anyway to the soundtrack round. One of my favorites, 90s comedies. Let's get right to it. Of course, we've got to be talking Ace Ventura here. I mean, if you're talking 90s comedies, Jim Carrey owned that time frame, didn't he? If you put Ace Ventura 2, probably give you some points, because I think that song shows up again. Did we mention Jim Carrey was big in the 90s? Because Dumb and Dumber is, of course, classic. Dumb and Dumber, not so classic. Dumb and Dumber 2? Less classic? I don't know, it was pretty bad. Of course, number 3 has to be Groundhog's Day, which, I mean, again, all of these films are classics for someone who loves comedy and who loves the 90s. I mean, they're all, apart from Groundhog's Day, most of these are very distinctly 90s, especially with music like this playing, which, of course, is Tommy Boy, with Chris Farley and David Spade. Anyone watch David Spade's late night show? It's really weird. It's like he can't be bothered being there, but he generally gets, like, funny guests. Can't make head or tails of it. Adam Sandler popping up on the list with Happy Gilmore. What else is there to say? Great film. That and Billy Madison, hand in hand. A great double bill. Number 6, let's go back into the Kevin Smith well with Clerks. Probably, maybe one of the hardest ones on this list, I would say. Or maybe it was just for me because I didn't watch Clerks until much later. 7 is a bit wholesome and a bit creepy, but it's one of my favorites. It's Mrs. Doubtfire. Now those kids as well. They've all aged terribly, but who am I to talk? Look at this beard! I've not shaved in a few weeks. This is another week of growth here. Number 8, of course, Mike Judge's classic film Office Space. Will he ever reach the heights of Office Space again? Some would say he already has. I would probably disagree, but I do really like Silicon Valley. Now 9 could be one of these ones that's in multiple films, but really we are thinking Kingpin from the classic scene when they're running away from the mansion there. If again, I'll say this about a lot of films on this list. If you've not seen Kingpin, go and watch it. Great. And number 10, of course, coming from the makers of South Park, we've got Basketball, which is another timeless comedy, I'd say. With a great soundtrack. Lots of scat. Scat. All right, let's go on then. We've got round 5, the Obscured Heroes round. Now, this one was indeed a tough one because these were all superheroes created originally for these films. None of these had pre-existing material made, at least not that I'm aware of. I mean, I don't think anybody flagged this all the way back in 2015, but you'd be surprised what slips through sometimes. Let's check out what they are.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, Matt, beam him. Just beam him.
I'm going to.
Beam him. Oh, no shit. Wait, that's great.
So, Chronicle number 1, whose production team basically all decided to screw their careers after that film. And here we go. We're talking Trauma and the Toxic Avenger. I mean, I remember the Toxic Crusaders, the cartoon, as a kid growing up. Never had any idea that it was based on something like that until I went back and watched it. Yikes. Recently got a sequel to this, years later, years after anybody cared, but we got Unbreakable.
All of it.
They probably should have hired a different actor to come back for the sequel. What was it called? I forget. It wasn't Glass. No, it was Glass. Split and then Glass, yeah. How many people remember Liam Neeson putting on a crap load of makeup to be hideously disfigured in Darkman?
I'm learning to live with a lot of things.
He hates flying.
Who do you think you're fooling? I just saw you.
Here we go, some more James Gunn for you, as he directed the Rainn Wilson film Super, which it's pretty good. It's incredibly violent, as you can see with this clip, but if you're looking for something offbeat, you could do a hell of a lot worse than Super. Great performance by Ellen Page as well. Now this film I doubt a lot of people have seen. Sky High seems like a straight to Disney TV sort of film, but it is one of my favorite films on this list. It is better than it has any right to be, and it's got Kurt Russell playing a superhero, so boom. Who says boom anymore? Speaking of great films, Sky High and Blank Man, hand in hand. It's just such a good film. I might have to go and find a place that streams this after the quiz, because it's classic. Of course, we're talking Pixar films for the Pixar Quotes. I think this one was fairly obvious. The Incredibles. Another film that just got a sequel so many years after it needed one. Which, the sequel, to be fair, wasn't too bad. It was alright. It was late-stage Pixar. And the volume on this one was a bit low. This was before Frank knew how to do an audio mix. To be fair, I still don't know how to do an audio mix. We've got Hancock here. Will Smith, the Peter Berg film Hancock, where they shove a guy's head up another guy's ass. That is what we're dealing with.
Do I look like
and hey, here he is again for the third time this quid. James Gunn shouting at his ex-wife, Jenna Fisher, which I didn't know they were married until very recently. The Specials, never seen it, but it did come up in the research for this quiz. If anyone saw it, let us know. Is it worth the watch? Because judging from that clip, it doesn't seem it. If you want to see a superhero film that wasn't on that list, but it was actually based on a comic, which is why we didn't include it, Mystery Men. Great film. And let's go on finally to the famous film quotes, the Pixar film quotes, everybody. Let's see how many of these you got.
What a great party! Hello, can you go? Hello, can you go?
Excuse me, ladies. Does anyone know where we might find the Owl of Al's Toy Barn?
I can help. I'm tour guide Barbie. Please keep your hands, arms, and accessories inside the car and no flash photography. Thank you.
I'm a married spud. I'm a married spud. I'm a married spud.
For the single fellas.
November 15th of 58. All was well, another day saved, when his cape snagged on a missile.
Thunderhead was not the brightest bulb.
Stratogale, April 23rd, 57. Cape caught in a jet turbine.
You can't generalize about this.
Metaman, express elevator. Diner guy, snag on takeoff. Splashdown, sucked into a vortex. No capes. Now, go on. Your new suit will be finished before your next assignment.
The meeting has officially come to order. Let us all say the pledge. I am a nice shark, not a mindless eating machine. If I am to change this image, I must first change myself. Fish are friends, not food.
Except stinking dolphins. Dolphins? Yeah, they think they're so cute. Oh, look at me, I'm a flippin' little dolphin. Let me flip for you, I know something.
Right then, today's meeting is step 5. Bring a fish friend. Now, do you all have your friends?
Got mine.
Ah! This is the part where we blow up!
Not today!
Ah! Hey, Buzz! You're flying!
This isn't flying, this is falling with style.
To infinity and beyond!
Look at this plant! Green and growing. It's living proof he was wrong.
Irrelevant, Captain.
What? It's completely relevant. Out there is our home. Home auto, and it's in trouble. I can't just sit here and do nothing. That's all I've ever done. That's all anyone in this blasted ship has ever done. Nothing.
On the axiom, you will survive.
I don't want to survive. I want to live.
Must follow my directive.
Ah!
Sheik. Uh-huh. Speak.
Hi there.
Did that dog just say hi there?
Oh, yes.
Bruh!
My name is Doug. I have just met you, and I love you. My master made me this collar. He is a good and smart master, and he made me this collar so that I may talk. Squirrel! My master is good and smart.
It's not possible.
Oh, it is, because my master is smart.
Cool. What do these do, boy?
Hey, would you clear that crowd?
Galaxy. Emperor Zurg has been secretly building a weapon with the destructive capacity to annihilate an entire planet. I alone have information that reveals this weapon's only weakness. And you, my friend, are responsible for delaying my rendezvous with Star Command.
You are a toy! You weren't the real Buzz Lightyear, you're an action figure! You are a child's plaything!
You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity.
Okay, here I come.
We're working for a better tomorrow. Today.
Monsters Incorporated!
Where am I? Monsters Incorporated. We scare because we care.
I can't believe it.
Oh, Mike.
I was on TV! Ah, did you see me? I'm a natural! Hello? I know! Hey, wasn't I great? Did the whole family see it? It's your mom.
Honey!
What?
Where's my super suit?
What?
Where is my super suit?
Put it away!
Where?
Why do you need to know?
I need it!
Don't you think about running off to doing no daring do? We've been planning this dinner for 2 months!
The public is in danger!
Woo! Bing bong! We did it! Wait, Bing bong? Bing bong!
You made it! Go save Riley!
Take her to the moon for me. Okay?
Can't do it. Can't break up. Not on the stream. Can't do it. It's very sad, guys. Hey, look, those were the correct answers, which, of course, means that is the end of the quiz. Now, guys, I just want to address something quick. We did make a little mix-up, and look, sometimes people make mistakes. Or if you're in my case, sometimes you make a mistake twice. I forget how this happened, apart from me just screwing it up completely the first time around. But we did put No Country for Old Men coming out in 2006, and it didn't. It came out in 2007, the same year There Will Be Blood. So if you had those two mixed up, if you didn't have anything for 2006, we're just going to give everybody a point for 2006, basically. When we're grading the papers, we will address that as we should. And all I can say is, sorry again, should have double-checked these. I mean, going into the Wayback Machine with these. But hey, I think, one mistake out of all these questions isn't too bad. And, I mean, it's been a fun quiz. I hope everybody has enjoyed it. Again, I just looked at the submissions for the answers. We thought 127 teams took part tonight. So I'm in for a bit of work tomorrow when it comes to grading these things. So that's going to be fun. Just to remind everybody, of course, like we said, if you follow us on Twitter, you keep up to date with all the quiz stuff. We are doing one of these every week, every Wednesday. We changed the time this week, obviously, to 8 p.m. We're going to reassess how that went for everybody. I hope 8 p.m. works, and if it didn't for some reason, we might shift back. We're trying to adjust this thing as we go along. So one more rewind quiz next week, which is another one of these remixes of old quizzes. And then the following week, you don't want to miss it for sure. Another Lockdown Live film quiz, 8 rounds, and there's some really fun stuff in that. Obviously, our Instagram, you can keep up to date with stuff there. YouTube, where we post our things like our vodcast and other fun little videos like that. There'll be a vodcast tomorrow, which will stream here on Twitch, and then we'll put up on YouTube. That will announce the winners of the quiz, so don't miss that. And hey, if you like what you saw, again, we don't expect it in any way, but you can always buy us a coffee. That's ko/-fi, yeah, .com/Filmageddon. And all the money that's donated that we don't expect in any way is going back into making this thing better. The streams have a better quality. Hopefully you notice that there's some better sound tonight. We actually have a mic which we're using now, which came from the coffee pot, which is great. Here on Twitch, if you have a Twitch account and an Amazon Prime account, you can subscribe to us for free, and that's another way to support the Filmageddon channel here on Twitch and everything like that. But yeah, I'm not gonna shill any more here tonight, guys. It's 9:30. Thank you everybody for joining. Hope you had fun. Tune in tomorrow for the vodcast. That's gonna be just about 5 o'clock. We'll make sure we tweet the info out there to see who won the quiz. And yeah, if not, then we'll see you next Wednesday for another Filmageddon film quiz. Thank you everybody again, and yeah, see you then.